Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, or whatever time zone it is, wherever you in the world. It is your Lore Saviour, and last night was a pretty busy night for me. Well, podcast episode, The Devils from Demon the Fallen, a good old lore dive, which people seem to be enjoying very much, so thank you very much for that. I had just finished running The Sacrifice from Chicago by Night 5th edition, which my players enjoyed very much, and we're all very excited to see what's going to happen next in our home game chronicle, so thank you very much for that. And then I found out that the Aurtakis Storyteller, a homebrew that I wrote at the beginning of this year, 2023, is the second best Storyteller's Vault content of this year. Beaten by the second edition rewrite of Requiem for Rome. This is a fan's thing, obviously, and it has a lot of really cool writers on that. And I'm just fucking gobsmacked by that, to be honest. Like, I won't lie. Knowing who I am and the position I have in the World of Darkness community, I know that I had a pretty good advantage over a lot of other people. But the second best of this year? That's incredible. Like, I'm still trying to process that. It's been like 12 hours since. And I just don't know what to say, other than thank you. And how extraordinarily grateful that I am. My partner wrote on it as well, did some awesome tables and did some amazing artwork. And they're pretty gobsmacked as well. That's just incredible. Solo content for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, just solo content in general, was just done that well. Like, holy shit. That's amazing. And I'm just waffling at this point because I am just extraordinarily grateful. And I'll leave the article that I found this out in the description below, but there's some really cool things on there, and quite a fair amount of that is actually Chronicles of Darkness stuff, which goes to show that people actually want it. Unlike Paradox, who have been like ignoring it and neglecting it, probably because some of it's too close to the World of Darkness, which is why they keep fucking stealing from it. But I'm going to minimise the negativity here. I'm just extraordinarily grateful for all of your support this year, purchasing the Aurtakis Storyteller. And if there's the chance that you're watching this and have no idea what this is, the Aurtakis Storyteller is a homebrew that I've done where it allows you to play Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition by yourself. Now, if you're not interested in solo play, that's absolutely fine. It actually also offers a lot of character creation options, like you roll on various tables using a whole assortment of dice to determine things like appearance, backstory, relationship with sides. So it's useful for that end, and it's also really useful for storytellers who use this as an aid to their regular games to help them make decisions and plan bits of their chronicles using scene type activities and defining results. I've done a whole actual play of this, which you'll also find in the description below, or searching Playing with Diceself into YouTube. You'll find it there as well. But yeah, just if you want to try that out, I'd appreciate all the support. That would be amazing. Or send it to somebody who you think will benefit from it, because I want people to get hold of it and enjoy it and make good use out of it. Now, there's one final bit I'm going to mention here, which I was actually going to save to next year, but I suppose we can do this now. As you may have gathered, I'm writing Solo Rules for Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition, which is something I've wanted to do well for quite a while now, and I know that there's people who generally enjoy 5th edition Werewolf. They just want to play Werewolf with a 5th edition setting. They like some of its themes and ideas and whatnot, which is totally fine. At the end of the day, we can all have our differences and enjoy our things, and you know, I just wanted to do this, so we're going to see what happens. Now, there's going to be a lot of crossover, obviously, with the Aurtakis Storyteller. A lot of the tables and write-ups will feel similar, but there's also going to be quite a lot of differences as well. For the first part, there's going to be generation stuff regarding Lupus and the first change and all that werewolf stuff. There's going to be generation stuff of what your Karen looks like, or at least the sort of environment that it's in. And for solo stuff with Werewolf, I thought it was important to include generation and rules for operating, controlling your pack. Because Werewolf is a very community-based game. Like vampires, mages, all that stuff, very easy for them to go off and do their own thing. It makes a lot of narrative sense. Werewolf, not so much. Like, as I said, it's like community-based, Found Family is a very strong storytelling device with Werewolf the Apocalypse, which is something you'll find in a lot of queer and BIPOC stories, BIPOC meaning black, indigenous and people of colour, and as Werewolf, it takes a lot of influence from a lot of indigenous cultures and ideas, for lack of a better phrase, and particularly of all storytelling traditions, spirits, tribe, all that stuff, and I'm not really qualified to go on a lot about that because I ain't indigenous, but I know enough about it and able to see very clearly all those different ideas. But that aside, Pack Generation's going to be in there, and we're having a new solo storytelling mechanic that differs from the Jihad rating and all that stuff that makes this homebrew of mine, Re-Rage as One, as it's called, feel very much more tied to Werewolf, because you could pluck and take the Aurtakis Storyteller and put it with any other game that you want, like V5, V20, like anything. This, however, I feel for certain reasons I'm not going to talk about just yet, because I'm going to need some surprises for you. It's very much tied to Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition, and I think that's like super important. So you'll hear more about that in the coming weeks, months, I don't know, it depends how long it takes me to write this, to be honest. And of course, there's going to be an actual play showcasing all of this and more. And I can't wait to show you more. And thank you ever so much again for all your support buying the Aurtakis Storyteller. And until next time, farewell.